Okay, hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So one thing, especially if you're newer to the markets have been kind of sloppy, right? And they went down today. But I just want to point out that down days are fine too. You just want to recognize the setups. Today we were short the NASDAQ futures, long puts on Facebook, long puts on Netflix, got some Piton after hours. Added some puts on shop that rallied at the end of the day, and I'm trying to buy calls on Fiverr if they would pull back. But it was a good day, new account highs. So the idea is like, okay, well, how do we know whether to trade the markets up or down, right? We don't want to always buy the dip if buy the dip ain't working. And I also get, if you're newer to the markets, it can seem like this. I saw this today, and like, poor little girl. When you're 5 years old and it's your first day of school ever, and they expect you to know how to read, type, and send emails. And I feel that a lot of times if you're newer to the markets, it's kind of the same idea. Like, well, look, I was buying the dip and now it's going down. What do I do? What did I do wrong? Well, you didn't do anything wrong. The market is an equal opportunity dream killer, and the key is to understand the market flow and get on the same side of it. All right, so the absolute number one key to trading this market is to be able to recognize exhaustion patterns, okay? Exhaustion patterns is not something that you necessarily see in price or read about in a book. It's not like a double top or anything like that. Exhaustion patterns are found in oscillators. So we've got a specifically designed oscillator just for this called Ready Aim Fire Pro. Now, what happens here is that in this case, when a market's rallying on the weekly chart, when it says ready, that's the first sign of potential exhaustion, but it's not an action signal yet. And you can see, obviously, the market kept going. When you see aim, now that's telling you we're in a much more advanced stage of exhaustion. And then if we get a trigger, the move in the opposite direction could be substantial. And the trigger then would be the arrow. Okay, so boom. So once you see that, you no longer buy the dip. Now, a little bit faster, boom, we got the same thing on the daily. And you can see what's been happening. Okay, and then of course, we got the same thing today. Ready, boom, on the 30-minute chart. So that's where we shorted the NASDAQ futures at 11,500, and we enjoyed the massive puke. Okay, now what about Netflix? Netflix, pretty similar. And if we look at Netflix, now on Netflix, because this is a short-term trade, I'm frankly not interested in the weekly chart, but I certainly want to see what it's doing. But what I was interested in, it was ready, aim. Remember, what does that mean? Exhaustion. Okay, and then boom, trigger. So we're coming. And what I'm looking for to get out is the opposite. Okay, so when you get ready, aim, and when they're green, it's telling you that it's getting exhaustion to the downside. And we're starting to see that on the 30-minute chart. So we may be near the end of this move in Netflix, but we're not seeing it on the daily. So I think on Netflix, we could actually come down here, possibly run stops, and then rip higher. Remember, the market is an equal opportunity dream killer. Anyway, this tool is what I've been using to navigate these markets. We've been tweaking it, using it for long and short, and we're finally releasing it. You may see a link for a class I'm doing on September 19th. During that class, I'm going to talk about my entire business plan for trading, how I set it up, how why I wire specific amounts of money out to treat it as a business, but also it comes with this tool. And I'm going to show you how to use this tool and how to kind of time the markets so you're not caught off guard. Anyway, it'll be a lot of fun. These are amazing markets. You know, bring it on. Whatever the market's going to throw at us, we can handle it with the right tools. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you at the next update.